Well, good morning, Tom. How are you feeling about that music getting everybody pumped up?
I tell you, it is one good tune. I tell you, I get fired up listening to it. I'm wondering where all our people are, though. Adam. We're giving time to get in here because I've got a lot to talk about. But I got to tell you about something, Chuck. You remember this? This right here sat on my desk. Can everybody see it? My crystal ball sat on my desk in Mobile the whole time I was there. Actually, got it before I got married. So it's about a I guess what do you say? See it right there, the crystal ball. Everybody
It's
see
been
it?
it's been around a while, and apparently it's been useful because Tom, when we were talking yesterday, I think as we got into the RB4, right, that presentation a little bit later, you put up the money manager, and I'd just like to point out you put resistance at 67.95. And if we go and look right now at where this market was trading at the time of the CPI release, would you be surprised to find out that we were trading at 67.95 at the time of the CPI release?
Say what, Chuck? I was sorry I missed that part. Say
Okay. So yesterday
that one more time.
during the RB4 time period, you put up the money manager, right? And you had
Yeah.
67.95 as resistance. This morning, at the time of the CPI release, the market was trading at 67.95 and it just exploded after that. So the line was in the sand and the market crossed it this morning. Pretty big aggressive move. And I think the fact that you were able to put that line in the sand hours in advance, almost a full day in advance, pretty impressive.
Thank you, Chuck. Yeah, Pete's saying that I took my crystal ball back from Roger. Well, actually, I was in Roger's office about 3 or 4 years ago, and I left it there. And so what I did, I bought him another one. I said, Roger, you can have one that's be sentimental like this one was to me, my whole career. Anyway, that's the real story. So there you go. Anyway, but when I saw it years ago, I just had to have it. Okay, so had it all these years, even before I had kids. Pretty interesting. Now, let's focus, if we can, on this market. Uh, I want to go to the live market. I think that'd be the easiest thing to do. So, can Jonathan bring up his roadmap, or let's just go to the E-mini? I want to talk about it from the standpoint. Can you blow that up for me, the E-mini? Okay. Let me walk you through how my day's gone. Go to RB1. Now, by the way, don't y'all love the numbers of the reference bars? That's reference bar one. Last night we did a three-step trade in our futures first. Look at that trade. Look at that thing. Good way to start your day, isn't it? Anybody here do the three-step last night? The three-step. Anyway, it's a great trade. I've taught people they can do it on their own or whatever, and Jim did, and it's just been a great trade. But then you came to RB2, showing RB2. Notice RB2 sort of corrected a little bit. It corrected a little bit before off those highs. The high was 96, and it corrected a little bit off that. Then started going up again. Go over, if you will, to the breakout bar. The breakout bar, uh, that was the news item on CPI. And I told somebody I was talking to this morning, a student, I said, this market's holding up in front of that CPI news. It's going to be positive. And look, boy, was it. Look at that. I was watching the German DAX, and it was just, it was putting distance between the current price and the next one, popped, and then you go to RB3. Go to RB3. We made a new high on RB3, and then we started correcting. But you notice the one thing that hasn't happened so far? We haven't broken RB3. Does everybody see that? And now we're into Genesis. Now, bring up TNT if you can, Jonathan, and showing my Magic 5. I want to show him something on Magic 5. The number one horse that I posted this morning.
All right, Magic 5. Let's see. Let me get back to the right.
I call it number one horse because it was the first stock I put in there. But I just want to show you the power of this.
Takes a little while to get to it, Tom, because you post so much information every day.
Yeah, I know.
Micron, 211.55.
Yeah, I said go long above 211.55. TQQ, what number did I say on TQQ?
108.55.
Yeah, 108.55. That'll warm you up, won't it? Okay. So if you'd bought, put $1,000 in there or bought 100 shares, go back to the chart real quick. The chart of you put MU in there. Now MU is going higher, and has anybody ever heard me talk about Delta 50? The reason I'm bringing up Delta 50. So you could have got in Delta 50 on this stock, or you could have spread it if it's too much. And then as soon as it breaks that low, or by the end of the day, if you don't hit your objective, you could sell the next strike up from that Delta 50. That's the way I like to trade. I had a real good discussion with David this morning, and I was telling him, you already used the Delta 50. He's not limited by money. And I said, you already used the Delta 50. And I said, as long as it's going your way, let it run. But I think you ought to be long the stock with the spread if it doesn't go your way. But that's the way I like to do it. Does everybody understand the strategy that I use almost on a daily basis there with the Delta 50? In other words, I go in with the Delta 50, and if I hit my objective, I take the profit, move on. If I don't hit my objective, I spread it. And here's the neat thing about it. I spread it whenever I get a key time and a negative bar. Okay, key time would be the next one would be Genesis, right? I want everybody to say they understand what I'm talking about. This is so much money for you if you'll just do this. Neil's doing it with AMD. He learned, he came to class. This is such a powerful strategy to really maximize what we do. You take TNT, take the number one horse, goes above the price. Number two horse goes above the price. You go buy the Delta 50, probably about $1,000 in your pocket. Anybody interested in getting $1,000 in their pocket? That's what happens if you tune in and get those numbers in the morning. That's how you use it. Yeah, 7 to 10 out's fine. That's good. It's really powerful. I don't want everybody to miss it. I know that I've spent a lot of time in Sawgrass, a lot of time face-to-face with people. That's so valuable. And maybe ought to do a video on it to give people in certain programs, but I just think that's important. The other thing, let's put the SPX in there. SPX. SPX, yesterday, do y'all remember yesterday when I said I'm going to do a jackpot trade? Anybody remember me talking about a jackpot trade in SPX? Okay, we had a little bit. I posted it in the room, and then Jonathan got around and posted the actual ticket later because we were doing a lot of stuff. But did anybody do the jackpot trade yesterday? I'm just curious. I said you got a couple choices. You go listen to tape, you can just buy it outright, or you can spread it. Dave did it, okay. I know Neil told me he did. Neil, where'd you get in on that trade? I'm just curious because we had a little confusion with Jonathan this morning. Bill got in $1.50. Neil, Roger got in at $1.16. That's who I talked to this morning. He got in at $1.16. And so it was a little different because we were in such a rush, but the idea is get it close to $1 as possible on that spread. Yeah. Depending on how long it took you to get the trade on or whatever, but still it was a good trade. Anyway, that's a jackpot trade. And that happened, I think, yesterday during RB4 too. It was late in the day, I think, right? Yeah, that's when I did that one. We did also a TQQ trade out to next Friday. And I think we updated our target on that this morning. Didn't we, Jonathan, update our target on that one?
Yeah, target on TQQ is 11 cents.
Yeah, so we raised it at 11 cents. And then, Jonathan, did we close out anything else today before I get into the slides? Before I get started? I know we put a bunch of orders in. I wonder if we closed out anything. I guess he's looking.
Sorry about that. I didn't realize I was muted. We were able to book 2 trades this morning. A small 5% winner on the QQQ from the one ticker payouts program.
Oh, go one ticker. That's another win, right?
Yeah, that's another win for them. Yep, that's like, yep, I don't know what it is. A lot in a row, I'll tell you that.
I think about 30 or so.
Yep, I think so. Maybe 31. So what today's?
Adam keeps up with that one. I think he does that one.
And then what's been kind of a whirlwind of the month in the Afterburner program, we were able to scratch out a small win there on GLW.
Yeah, that was we got earnings we had to step aside, and Jonathan's right on top of that one. TQQ's up over 35%. Way to go, Jim R. Way to go. So here's a conclusion I would make if I was reading this or hearing this. This is real. You take the trades that I give you and do it, okay? And oh God, look what Roger typed in there, Jonathan. You're on a roll. Your nickname's Butter. Think about what he just said. That's pretty funny. You're on a roll. Your nickname's Butter. That makes me laugh, Roger. That makes me laugh a great. How many think that's funny? I think that's funny. Don't y'all think that's funny? I'm on a roll. My nickname's Butter. I got a ha out of Jim. Yeah, Roger, I'm gonna give you joke of the day for that one. Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna talk about today, is silver. That's our for train and trade. But I'm also going to talk about how many people here. I'm going to ask this question before I get there, where you can be thinking about how many people here would like to see me on RB4 1:30 to 3 Tuesday through Friday. How many people would like to see that? And here's the other kicker. How many people would like to get, like we did yesterday, a little training, but a lot of money by doing it? Well, y'all got to show your love when I get to the slides, okay? Because I decided to do it if y'all want to do it. So let's do it. Let's go to the slides right now. Get through the slides. Risk involved in trading. We know about risk, don't we? We know about risk. Something we have to deal with. That risk, ugly old risk. All right, this is a popular feature here of T-Buzz Weekly, the trade newsletter that comes out on Monday afternoon. It's $9.99 for a year. I hope y'all are subscribers. Anybody not a subscriber to this? I'm just curious. Anybody not a subscriber? It comes out Monday afternoon. I stretch my Magic 5, early look at what I think is going to move, how to handle it. So sign up at $9.99. All right, next slide, please. Retirement Center. Did you see my note I posted in the Retirement Center this morning? I'm trying to see how many accounts qualified as a referral where if I got enough to go argue to get us lower fees and commissions. So here's what I need you to do. I posted in there. Send me an email to tbuzztt. Okay. Send me an email at tbuzztt@gmail.com with your name, phone number, and if you got your, you can put the last few digits of your account number or whatever, but the main thing I want to get credit for is the qualifying account. The qualified guy have at least 2,000 funded with 2,000, I think, okay? Anyway, that's what they tell me. So let's just see how many we got, see how close we are getting to our goal, okay? All right, that's the Retirement Center. And if you want the long referral, Jonathan, send an email, row@DTI Trader. The Gold program is our slick program that if you want to do it, and if you think you want to save some money, you can join the Gold program and be a member of that, and you get all those services, and it's really oriented to save you money if you like what I do. Okay, pretty good stuff. And talk to Kelly Barber, Jeffrey Ondraka, and Kareem. T-Buzz Talk and Trade. I talk about it all the time. Go to dtitrader.com/TNT if you want to be a member there. No, if I referred you, it doesn't actually have to be a retirement account. If you open a Tasty Trade account because I told you, send me an email and that. Why silver? Well, let's just go through. This is why I do silver. Okay. Okay. Economic drivers. I think the economy is going to get better and better. The everyday impact it has on our lives. Technical analysis tells me it's going higher, and the market outlook for it. Let me give you a little background. It went to $50 an ounce back in the Bunker Hunt days. It went when Osama bin Laden was caught. Okay, it went to 50. We've broken that number. I think we're going to go, even if it adjusted for inflation. The gold is above its inflation goal from those days, but silver is not. Really projects about 65 to 75. Okay. Rob just reported he made 1,500 on the SPX so far. Way to go, Rob. That's the kind of stuff I like to hear and read about. Okay. Economic drivers. The economy's a big driver for silver. That's what silver is forecast. Industrial demand is rising at record highs. It's a critical component in production of EVs, solar panels, and semiconductor chips. I think that's a rising thing, those semiconductor chips. And there's a supply shortfall for silver to meet all the demand. And if you're a dentist, you know the value of silver, right? Everyday impact there. Even a silver dental crown at the dentist is costing more today. A small example of rising silver prices. And if you're like me, you bought a bunch of these. I don't know if you can see it, a bunch of silver coins, Maple Leaf back in 09. You gotta be smiling. The breakout trades here, the historical background, all the years stayed below 50, and only 2 instances prior to that. I'm expecting silver to go a lot higher. It will eventually outperform gold when you're lining up on 6 months or longer. It will outperform gold. There's a lot of action in silver. I like silver at the right time. Now we're sort of in a sideways in the metals, but I just wanted to cover that. Any questions about silver? My target price is estimating 65 to 75. That's about a 50% rise from here. I could use that over the next year. The easy way to play it, it's in a bull market. As long as gold's going higher, silver will outperform over the long term. Bigger upside when the economy starts roaring. Everybody's going, this is the greatest economy in our lifetime. You'll see silver at $75 an ounce. My prediction. Now here's some stocks you can bury away, and you don't have. Let me tell you, what I would do if I was trying to do this, I would do little pieces of your total commitment. Say you're going to commit $5,000 or $4,000 to silver. Maybe you do 10 shares or 20 shares. Just do it over time. Build your position. You got a year to do it, okay? I think that will help you smile if that happens. There's Hekla's monthly chart. Boy, old Hekla's been around my whole career. I don't think they're going anywhere. PAAS is a stock I really like. I don't think they're going anywhere either. Once they get over 45, that stock will run. WPM is Wheaton, and I always have liked Wheaton. After the correction's over, it should be good to go. It's both silver and gold if you want a two-way play. And then, of course, pure silver is SLV. Slower, it's slow, but it's a good thing to buy over time. SLV. AGQ, if you want to live in the fast lane, this is when you're driving a Ferrari, a race car. When silver's cooking for gas, look, it got to 98. You see it close over 100, use my 100 to 110 rule with the Delta 50 option, you'll make some money. Write that down. I just gave you a code. If AGQ closes over 100, then you can do a Delta 50 strategy on AGQ and make some money. Some real money if that happens. Any questions about silver? All right, before I get to the next set of slides, let me ask the question. You told me you liked the idea. Let me refine this a little further. What if I told you between 1:30 and 3, there's excellent opportunity from 2:10 to 2:30 to 2:40 to pick up a nice trade. Not usually a day trade, but one that would put some bucks in your pocket. Anybody interested in that? That's where I'm going with this.